singing your national anthem today. Joel together, very close. Will you please rise for the singing?
Coming to you live tonight from Dallastown Area High School, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner that's behind the camera tonight, Dew Jones, and we're here for the 2024 YAIAA Cheerleading Championship. And just behind me on the mats, they'll be doing all their tumbles and routines. Stay tuned for all the action. We'll have a total of 9 schools competing here tonight for the chip. Of course, Dallastown looking for the three-peat tonight. Will they do it? Well, there'll be some tough competition ahead of them tonight. You have Central York, you have Red Lion, Spring Grove's here, New Oxford, Susquehannock, York Catholic, Spring Grove, and I may have left out Dover as well and Southwestern. 9 teams here tonight competing for the chip. Tune in with your bottled water and popcorn with your host, Todd Edwards. Dew Jones behind the camera tonight. We thank you for tuning in this Thursday night, and continue to follow Sports Shooting Stars on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm going to make my way up to the broadcast booth here as we are moments away from the start of the big 2024 YAIAA County Championship Cheerleading Contest right here on Sports Shooting Stars. Welcome back, sports fans. Todd Edwards in the broadcast booth tonight, and a nice crowd has settled in here before us at Dallastown Area High School. If you may remember, last year we were here for our first ever cheerleading competition championship, won by Dallastown. We had the playing of our national anthem. And
deal on last year's shirts. They are available. So make sure you get your competition t-shirt today. And get a couple on Christmas is coming up. There's also food available out in the lobby. But please finish the food and drinks before you come back into the gymnasium.
And the public address announcer giving some messages here. I did not want him to talk over, or I talk over him, as he was giving some announcements in reference to concessions, T-shirts, sales. And, of course, as you can see, the trophies are down there on the court, handed out to the winners tonight. And as I mentioned, 9 teams. Dover's going to kick things off with their first routine, followed by Southwestern, Central York, Dallastown, New Oxford, Red Lion, Susquehannock, York Catholic, and Spring Grove closing it out. And I was told prior to the start of our broadcast, it's broken down into 3 categories. The co-ed varsity, the Red Lion Lions. The large varsity, which consists of 16 or more cheerleaders, will consist of Spring Grove, Susquehannock, and York Catholic. And the small varsity consists of Central York, Dallastown, and Dover. And the energy level here's kind of mounting here at Dallastown with the music. They have a way of kind of really energizing the crowd and the fans in attendance here tonight for the 2024 YAIAA Cheerleading Championship.
Yeah, Todd, and if I can recall from last year, it was action. It was a lot of action inside this gymnasium. They were up here cheering each other on. They were dancing. Yeah. The whole place was rocking, and you can feel the energy as soon as you walk into the gymnasium. This is going to be another repeat of last year as far as the energy in the room. They come with a lot of school spirit, and it's all set here in Dallastown High School tonight.
Yeah, right in my backyard. So it wasn't. It was just a long throw away. I'm glad we were able to get this consummated here tonight with the broadcast for the county championship.
And speaking of such, let's give a quick shout out to Kim Ziegler, who was our lone sponsor for this particular event. She's the Nana of YAIAA on the Central York squad, a cheerleader. You'll see her out there as well. Kim Ziegler was a real estate agent, and she helped us out in the past as well, which we needed some more money to offset some fees for the camera and things like that, and she always stepped up. So big shout out to Kim Ziegler,
our lone sponsor for tonight.
Awesome. Absolutely.
That's great to hear, and we're just moments away. Everything's kind of choreographed here down to the minute. At 6:03, Dover set to come on and entertain the fans, and we're joined in the broadcast booth by Ashley Druck. Welcome, Ashley. It's been a while since we were together.
A whole year?
Welcome back, a whole year, and you got to be excited for the 2024 Virgin Tour.
Absolutely. This is going to be such a great competition. The teams are coming out here with such amazing skills today. It's going to be close.
And, of course, I mentioned in the pregame show, Dallastown looking for a three-peat tonight.
They are.
But there's going to be a lot of competition standing in the way for Dallastown.
We've seen a lot of these teams compete against one another already this season, and it's kind of fallen really close every single time. So I'm excited to see how it plays out.
And the Dover Eagles have taken to the mat here to get things kicked off. Ashley, it looks like 7-minute intervals in terms of performance.
Yes. So the teams will take the floor and they will do a cheer, and then they will also do a music portion as well. So they'll be scored on both separately. Into the music portion of the cheer routine.
And it may get loud inside here in the Dallastown Gymnasium.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye out for a skill called a switch up during this routine. The team said that this is their favorite skill to perform in the routine. I believe that's going to happen right now. You can tell they love that skill. Look at their faces. Great height on those jumps. UCA skill in the middle. That was one base underneath one person. It's a very clean routine.
And the crowd is erupting, Ashley, for the Dover Eagles, who opened things up here tonight. And a lot of preparation and practice goes into this, doesn't it, Ashley?
Absolutely.
I mean, they just don't step out here on the mat tonight and say, let's do this.
These girls have probably been working on this routine since the summer. They get their choreography very early, and then they practice this same routine every single day. It's a lot, but it's so worth it. You could see the looks on their faces when they were finished. They were so proud of what they just put on the mat.
And talk to the viewers. You're no stranger to the world of cheerleading as well, correct?
I am not a stranger. So I was a gymnast prior to starting cheerleading here at Dallastown in my junior year, and then I cheered for 4 years at Kutztown University. And then I was a UCA staffer, so most of these teams go to camps held by a company called UCA, and I was one of the people that got to run the camps. And now I spent 7 years coaching here at Dallastown, and I just moved on to being a mom. So it's my first year without coaching.
And you had a chance to step away tonight from the mom role, huh?
I did. Shout out to my husband right now.
He may need your help at some point tonight, right? We'll have Southwestern coming up next. And if fans that are just tuned in, it's kind of a quick-moving championship tournament here. As we mentioned earlier, each team has 7 minutes to go through their routine, and it'll move quickly after the 7 o'clock hour. Of course, will be the awards ceremony, and we mentioned earlier in the pregame, Dallastown looking for a three-peat, but there's some stiff competition. And for the viewers that are tuned in, Ashley, tonight, who could be those teams that could unseat the Dallastown Wildcats here on their own
If I had to
court?
pick one, I would definitely say Central York is coming. And my heart is so torn because I'm an alumni of Dallastown, and I coached here and I cheered here, but I teach at Central. So these two teams are definitely going to go very close score-wise, and it's going to be a very exciting night.
Well, I remember last year they finished second at Central, and tonight, will things change? You have to stay tuned to Sports Shooting Stars. Ashley Druck, Todd Edwards here from Dallastown Area High School for the 2024 version of the YAIAA Cheerleading Championship. We thank you for tuning in tonight. And you can continue to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, subscribe to our YouTube page, Sports Shooting Stars. I want to remind the fans as well that are tuned in, maybe you're used to seeing us broadcast football games or our upcoming basketball season. Check out our broadcast schedule on our Facebook and Instagram page. Basketball season will be here before you know it. We'll have a whole assortment of games that we have tentatively broadcast, and we're also looking for sponsors as well for our upcoming season. Check us out again on Facebook and Instagram, Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you, and tonight we're bringing Cheerleading Championship to you from Dallastown Area High School Gym. And we're awaiting, as I mentioned, Southwestern. They'll be the second team to take the floor. And Ashley, as I mentioned, it's kind of choreographed down to the minute here. It's
absolutely. The only thing that could throw us off a little bit is a little bit of time needed for judging. So right now this pause is so the judges are able to score the routine. They're working really hard to make sure they got every element. It's really hard. As someone who judges often, it's so hard to make sure you get every possible skill. It's kind of an art to get everything scored.
And tell the viewers a little bit about what goes into the judging on a routine, for instance.
So the beginning of the routine, we saw a cheer for our first team that had gone, and you'll notice that the cheer, they're looking around, they're excited, they have signs, they have flags, megaphones. Those are some of the elements we're looking for. The ability to lead a crowd is what's really scored there. Does the cheer make sense? Is the crowd participating? Then the music portion is where the skills really come into play. So we look for a stunt sequence that you see. We look for the flips, the tumbling. We look for standing tumbling. We look for jumps. And then you'll see a lot of the teams, they end with their pyramid. An additional part that you may not realize is scored is also the dance aspects.
All part of their 7-minute routine that we're going to be seeing here. And as I mentioned, the Mustangs getting set to take the court.
With the Mustangs, they said they have a very young team as well. They only have 9 members on this team, so our last team had 14, so you'll see a bit of a size difference. And I will be honest, a smaller team, in my opinion, is a lot harder to choreograph a routine for. There's a lot less you can do visually, so it'll be interesting to see the differences between both teams.
In holding, Dallastown. On deck, Central York. Next to Pete taking the floor, Southwestern. Judges are ready to take the floor again.
And here are the Mustangs on the court for their routine.
Fun fact about this team, they learned a brand new pyramid in 1 week. You see the use of the palms, the signs, the flags to help the crowd really follow along as they cheer. I just think this is such a creative cheer.
And here comes the music portion of their routine.
You hear the coaches yelling, breathe. It's so important to find a moment to catch your breath before the next skill comes. This competition also leads us to districts, the District 3 Championship, which is at CD East on Saturday, December 21st. And then districts is a qualifier for PIAA State Cheerleading Championship. And then there's also a national competition hosted by that company, UCA. And that is Southwestern's goal this year. They want to qualify and get a bid to go to nationals.
So very similar to the other sports with having district, counties, districts, and then ultimately states.
Absolutely.
You hear that rhythmic applause inside the gym here at Dallastown for Southwestern Mustangs.
Let's hear all time, Southwestern.
And Southwestern, the second team to complete their routine. And actually, some fans may be tuned in wondering, how did just 9 teams qualify? Are there more teams in YAIAA? I know I'm familiar with more teams for football and such, but how do they determine the 9 teams? How does that work?
So you really just actually have to say you want to compete at it and see how you do. So you have to tell your district's athletic director that you would like to compete, and then you get to come here and compete. Unfortunately, a lot of schools are starting to lose their competitive cheer programs and not really pursue that element of cheerleading. So we're hoping to see us grow more and more. There are some teams in this county that do compete, but they don't bring a team here. So we're hoping to keep growing. You'll see some changes in this competition for the first time in a very long time. New Oxford is no longer co-ed. So our only co-ed division here, or only co-ed team here rather, is Red Line. And now you'll see an all-girl routine performed by New Oxford. So we're hoping to keep adding more teams. I know there's a lot of other schools that we talk to frequently to kind of encourage that. So we host camps, and we kind of try to have coaches meetings just to share our insight to help teams become more competitive.
You're in the broadcast booth now. Do you kind of miss, do you have the itch to coach? You mentioned about coaching when you're sitting in the booth. Do you kind of feel a twinge, from
I
both
definitely
sides?
do. I've been judging a lot, so it's been great to be back in the cheer world and seeing everything. But I do definitely miss coaching. It always will have my heart. But being a mom right now is going to be my priority for sure. Until my little girl's ready to cheer.
Gotcha. And we're moments away from the Central York Panthers taking the court. It looks it'll be in their white uniforms.
Oh yes, these are newer uniforms.
And I believe their crosstown rival Dallastown has an all-white uniform as well.
They do. Yep. I believe they both got them in the same year, which I always like this saying that winners wear white on the mat. I don't know. It was a saying that always went around in my cheerleading days, and there's something about a crisp white uniform on the mat that just looks amazing. But I will say, I just love the way that Southwestern's uniforms look on the gray mat, especially with those coal-fire steel signs. That is just iconic to me.
16 after the hour of 6 o'clock. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars for the 2024 YAIAA Cheerleading Championship from Dallastown Area High School. It's our second year broadcasting. Ashley Druck, Todd Edwards, Dew Jones behind the camera, and also operating the control center, so to speak, the mothership. And we thank you for tuning in this Thursday night. Settle in with your bottled water and popcorn. We hope you're enjoying the championship tonight. We will be on the floor for the championship ceremony after the competition. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to a few of the winners, post routines here. I want to thank the nearly 200 fans that are tuned in tonight watching on our YouTube page. Again, you can subscribe to our YouTube page, Sports Shooting Stars. And also on the White Rose Community Television page, I'm being told. It is being broadcasted live. And Central York, they brought their fan base here, Ashley. You can hear them. They're raring to go, ready to cheer on their team.
I actually have seen many of my students out here in the crowd, so shout out to all the kiddos from Stony Brook Elementary School in Central York.
We would also like to thank our lone sponsor, Kim Ziegler, who, with Central, that stepped up to accommodate us for our broadcast here tonight.
Central York.
And without further ado, Central York on the court.
This is still small.
Small.
Yep.
And it looks like we just have 3 teams that are considered small varsity.
Correct.
Ashley, which are 15 or less
Yes.
cheerleaders. Central, Dallastown, and Dover are in that category, but right now Central York up.
Starting with the music first instead of the cheer. Very elite skills here from Central York. A lot of these skills are also newly legal for high school kids. Very exciting that they're able to hit these skills so clean. Beautiful full twisting layout there. Back handspring full up. It's incredible. Newly legal for high school students. Very impressive.
Yes, they are looking good. And they kind of came out with the music portion for us, maybe to kind of get themselves pumped up and their fans.
Absolutely.
It has worked.
They are very excited out there for this cheer, too. So excited we broke the megaphone.
Yeah.
Single base stunts on the left and the right. There's one base and a back spot underneath the top girl. That's the flyer. I judged this team earlier this year, and they blew me out of the water. They do not look tired after this routine. It's incredible with the skills they are doing. They are very, very good at this routine.
Wow.
You see the athletes cheering each other on as they're getting ready for their final skills. That's a hit routine.
Much to the delight of the Central York fan base here, Ashley, a crowd pleaser, the Central York Panthers cheerleading squad.
They looked incredible. That's one of those routines that just kind of gives you the chills afterwards when you see it performed so well.
It almost makes you want to go down there and do it, right?
Oh, yeah.
An incredible performance early on here for the Central York Panthers. And up next, well, the Dallastown Wildcats will be on deck, ready to compete next here at the 2024 YAIAA Cheerleading Championships. Yep, well, they're looking for a three-peat, this could be a three-peat for Dallastown. We'll see their performance. But actually, you mentioned moments ago, it takes a lot of strength to hold these girls up. And talk a little bit about maybe some of the training they do. Obviously, we see the practice in that, but what other things go involved in being a cheerleader at this level to compete?
Many people don't think about the other elements. Many of these girls have been taking gymnastics or tumbling lessons for pretty much their entire lives. I know for me, the gymnastics was a huge part of my training. They do lifting, they do running, they do all kinds of endurance training so that they can get through that routine. It's incredible the work that these girls put in. And guys, for our co-ed Red Lion team.
Red Lion, yep, we'll be seeing Red Lion later in the program. But coming up next, the Dallastown Wildcats looking to possibly win their third straight title. Well, there's a lot of competition here tonight. We've already saw Dover, Southwestern, Central York, upcoming New Oxford, Red Lion, Susquehannock, York Catholic, and Spring Grove will be part of the competition here tonight. And we thank you for tuning in to Sports Shooting Stars, this year's version, and it's our second year jumping into the cheerleading championships. And again, we would like to thank Kim Ziegler of Central for stepping up and being our lone sponsor tonight, for allowing this to take place on air.
I know many people are very grateful that this is being broadcast again. There were a lot of comments on a lot of the Facebook pages that we're a part of for our community of cheerleaders in York County, asking if they had a link that we could share out for families because they were hoping that they would be able to see it live again. It's not often that things like this for cheerleading are broadcast, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, so we're glad to be here. And it's a great reach because it just doesn't reach locally, but you may have friends and family that live across the country, for that matter, halfway around the world, that can tune in and watch.
And it's so hard, too, when you are a cheerleader because your routine is only a little over 3 minutes with the cheer and then the music portion. So it's hard for a family sometimes when they're very far away to get there for such a short routine. And competitions are a very long day. So I'm really glad that they're able to see that from live on Sports Shooting Stars.
Yeah, and you mentioned there'll be districts coming up in the month of December and then ultimately states thereafter.
Yes. So states happens in January at Hershey, and it is a great weekend. There's such talent that comes out of Pennsylvania for cheerleading. Many of these athletes go on to cheer in college. I know a lot of the girls from Central York are looking and during doing the recruiting process, and they actually can receive scholarships for cheerleading. I had a cheerleading scholarship in college, and it's becoming such a large thing. I love it.
Interesting. So much like other sports, you can get recruited for.
Yes.
And I guess my follow-up question, are there NIL deals for cheerleading as well now?
I do believe there are. My sister's a D2 college gymnast, and she has NIL deals. She just did a post for Olipop, so the sky's the limit for these girls.
Great to see. As we are awaiting Dallastown taking the floor here, they're looking to defend their title. Back-to-back champions for Dallastown. Still to come, of course, we mentioned Dallastown on deck, New Oxford, Red Lions, Susquehannock, York Catholic, and closing out the performance tonight will be Spring Grove Rockets.
On deck, New Oxford. Next to compete, taking the floor, Dallastown.
Well, here they come, the Dallastown Wildcats.
We'll see another really powerful cheer here. These teams have gotten very good at the cheer aspect of the routine. It's also really cool because there's a new competitive part of cheerleading called game day. So they're able to compete a game day routine that showcases what we do at football games or basketball games as well.
Here's the music portion of their routine.
See a nice tumbling synchronized element here with round off tucks, cartwheel tucks. Ground up inversion, all hit to the top. That looked great. Tumbling portion. Great pyramid elements there. There's not many sports where you're expected to smile the entire time. I love the sportsmanship of the other teams. I noticed their biggest competitor, Central York, is sitting on the sideline. They were cheering them on from the beginning of this routine, giving them encouragement. You see teams behind them, like Spring Grove, being such great peers during the sport, and it's incredible. It's amazing.
Despite how competitive they are, they're there to support one another, and
Absolutely.
It's on display here tonight.
Cheerleaders being cheerleaders.
Yes. Cheering them on, and of course the New Oxford Colonials will be up next. They're on deck, getting set to bring their routine to the floor here from Dallastown High School. And we thank you for tuning in tonight. And this tournament, if you're a first-time viewer, you may be thinking, man, how long does this go? But it kind of moves rather fluidly, doesn't it?
It does,
Ashley?
absolutely. Really, the only break is just to tabulate those scores, and then we keep it going. It's a very exciting time, and I feel like more people, if they went to cheerleading competitions, they would really love it.
Well, we're glad we're able to get this platform to our fans that are tuned in tonight.
Super grateful for our sponsor for making this happen.
Kim Ziegler, again, from Central York, for making it all happen. And Dude Jones is going to have a few words. He's going to jump in on the mic.
Yeah, Ashley, I had a question. It may be a dumb question, but I have a question. Now, when you guys come up with your routines, is that something you just remix, like after old routines? Is that something totally new you come up with every time, you have an event?
So typically the cheer portion of a team's routine is something that we try to keep because it's a tradition. So you heard Coal, Fire, Steel, you hear the Dallastown Wildcats. They keep it pretty similar each year for the team's fans to be able to follow and participate as a crowd. but then every single year they get a brand new routine for that music portion.
Nice.
So I know for Dallastown, Central York, they bring in some outside people to make the choreography for these routines, but also a lot of the times the coaches are making the routines.
Wow.
So more than just guiding the girls and kind of perfecting things, they're choreographing this routine.
Absolutely. And how long does it normally take for, these girls are highly leveled, skilled young ladies. How long does it take to get down a routine?
These girls have been working on this routine since the middle of summer, I would say.
Wow.
So it's been a long time. They just started competing probably 3 weeks ago. So it's a long early season. Before we're in season, we're in season.
Absolutely. And one other question. Now, what are the judges looking for, and how can you score points, and how would they deduct points?
So when you're competing, they're scoring for your execution, and then they're also scoring for difficulty. So they're looking at the elements you're presenting on the floor, how perfect are you doing those elements, and then how difficult are the elements that you're demonstrating in the routine. Then for the cheer portion, they're looking for your energy, how sharp your motions are your signs in sync, are you engaging the crowd, is there participation, those kind of elements.
So it's a lot of multitasking going on for the girls. Not only are they athletic, but they also have to be engaged with the crowd and also the judges and know what they're looking for.
Absolutely. You'll notice that the girls do like little waves, they'll do motions and points as they're moving, they'll smile, they'll look at the crowd. It's a lot. You're engaging outside of the routine as well as in the routine. And they're cheering each other on while they're doing all of that.
Absolutely. And how many judges are there tonight?
There are 3 judges down there right now, and they're all very seasoned judges. I know one of them is Shannon Walsh. She was a cheerleader at Kutztown as well. She was an NCAA staffer, so just like UCA,
Wow.
but a little bit different in the style of cheerleading. And then we have Sean and Amy as well. They judge a lot of competitions here in the York County area and surrounding areas.
And for your girls, what are some tips you tell them in a competition like this? This, your edge that you have when you're dealing with judges and being.
As a judge, telling my girls, I try to tell them just to do what you know. I feel like a lot of the time when you get in the competition, kind of the vibe of a competition, you get that stress and you get that performance anxiety when it comes to getting on the mat. You have to kind of clear your brain of the judges and forget they're there and just do what you do every day at practice. You can't get too stressed out, because the moment you try to change something or throw a stunt a little bit harder or change your grip a little bit, it's going to come down.
Absolutely. And for these girls, they have to kind of hang out with each other a little bit too, because you got to develop a bond and a chemistry, because you have to be in the same type of unisex movement when you're doing things. So that's important as well, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of these girls are so dedicated that if they have kind of a not great performance, like if they have a fall during a routine, many of them will text a coach and ask to come in early before a practice or before their next competition, just to really get some reps in to practice and make sure they're doing that for their team. While they're one team, there are 2, 3, 4 different stunts happening at one time. And if one goes down, it hurts the whole team.
Actually, one thing I noticed, in this competition when we came last year, is that everybody cheers each other on. There's no animosity, and at the end they really party out towards the end, and the music displays, and that was really great to see, because me and Ty, we do a lot of sports, and it's always so competitive. I mean, the student athletes, they dap up and they show love afterwards, but you see it throughout this whole event. The championships of them just supporting each other, and I think that's great to see.
It is definitely a great environment to be in. There's always that animosity between teams when you're kind of edged out for first or second, but it's such a great environment to be in, because at the end of the day, these girls all know each other. They could end up on a college team together. They go to training together. If they go to outside tumbling, they may have grown up in a rec program together. So at the end of the day, we're all family, we're all cheerleaders, and we just want people to know that what we're doing is incredible, and have some respect on the sport.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when we do our games, that's one thing that we do highlight the cheerleaders. We show the flips and everything.
I love it.
And I often say hey man, they're much as a student athletes as the guys on the field. I see a young lady do 4 somersaults and a quadruple flip, and then I'm just amazed by that. So you guys do a really good job. Just want to chime in quickly and ask a couple questions while I have some time.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And you asked a lot of questions to our viewers at home. There will be a test at the end of this competition, so we hope you're taking notes. And, boy, that was a lot. And we thank Ashley Druck for coming into the broadcast booth here tonight to bring her insight as a former Kutztown Bear. I guess once a Bear, always a Bear.
Oh,
Kutztown
absolutely.
Bear.
In holding Susquehannock, on deck, Red Lion. Next, taking the floor, New Oxford.
The Ox making their way on the floor here, Ashley.
You'll see that Our male athletes are missing from this team. We're so sad to see that New Oxford is now all-girl, but I'm going to be so honest, they are doing amazing being all-girl. I judged them last weekend, and they impressed me so much with how they have managed to change their style of cheerleading completely.
And I would imagine it takes on a different look.
Oh,
Co-ed
absolutely.
versus a female. And here's the music portion of their routine for the New Oxford Colonials.
I love this opening formation with the cartwheel tucks. It's very creative. Back handspring up to the top. Single base skill again.
We've seen
One
that
base.
routine from a lot of the teams, Ashley, here
Yes.
tonight.
It showcases a lot of strength. It's definitely a really great skill.
Yeah.
And they're pros at it with being co-ed in the past. Another single base skill here. A tuck. One base under there.
The New Oxford Colonials, they have a few fans to the left of our broadcast booth, which they are rather ecstatic and happy with their performance tonight for the Colonials. Coming up next, the Lions of Red Lion. No stranger to Dallastown, a little bit of another rival for Dallastown. The Lions of Red Lion are up next on deck after Red Lion, Susquehannock. Now, after the judges, you mentioned the 3 judges that we have here tonight. Do they seal their results? How do they do that? Are they on paper and then...
So they will write them down on paper, and a lot of the times they'll give some comments as well, especially for local competitions. We'll give comments when we judge just to help the teams kind of fix what we're saying and kind of give some insight as to why they may have lost some points. So with cheerleading, you're not really fighting to earn points. You kind of start at the highest difficulty and then you kind of lose them as you go. If you demonstrate a skill that's not the highest difficulty, that kind of docks from your difficulty score, and then execution is how perfect you are at that skill. So once they have those scores written down, they'll put them in an envelope, and there's actually, I think, an official tabulator here that types in all those scores and will have our results for us as well.
And that will take place at the end of the competition here. Spring Grove will close out our competition tonight. We mentioned the Lions are coming out on the court. They're the only co-ed team
Yes.
competing tonight.
And during your days of cheerleading and when you travel, do you see a lot of co-ed teams at the high school level? Is that more of a college thing, or?
It is definitely more of a college thing. I would say that. The college teams do get a lot of the boys, and typically a lot more of the male athletes stay in cheerleading once they start and then do move on to that collegiate level, which is great to see. So most collegiate teams you see on a sideline of a football team, these games would pretty much be co-ed, which is super exciting. You see a lot of really high tosses, you see a lot of single base, one-man skills. I competed co-ed my senior year of college. It is such a fun environment. It opens the door to so many different skills. So it's not as much a high school thing. It's more of like, I don't want to do XYZ sport in college. Maybe I'll try cheerleading kind of thing for a lot of the D2 schools. But then moving into D1, you see boys who have been cheering their entire lives.
Yeah, that's something I always notice as well when I watch college basketball, football, and I see, Division I, any division, co-ed cheerleaders. And that's always awesome to see as well. Them guys are jacked.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, man, those guys are like, they can lift you up. I mean, they're jacked. I mean, they do a great routine just to be in shape to keep up with you young ladies. And
at the collegiate level, too, there are multiple divisions that teams enter. For example, the University of Alabama, they compete with a co-ed team and an all-girl team.
Absolutely.
So they're able to do both.
So sometimes on TV, I see on ESPN, I see these type of competitions where they do a lot of flips, a lot of things like that. Now, what is that exactly called? Is that more extreme?
Tumbling. Yep.
Tumbling, okay.
That's the tumbling in the routine. But then for the collegiate level, they're allowed to do these skills, but harder skills. So, for example, a basket toss where they throw a girl up in the air and maybe she does like a body position, like a toe touch. In college, you can do that with a backflip.
Oh, wow.
Or a full twisting flip.
Yeah.
So it's very incredible the things that they're able to do.
I'm glued to the tube on ESPN when that comes on. For some reason, if I catch it, I'm sitting there watching it for like almost the whole competition. It's a lot of athleticism on display.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I've noticed that these routines have been very clean routines. I would say that these athletes are definitely putting their best on the floor today, and they should be very proud of what they're presenting here today.
Absolutely. It's just like each team has to one-up each other because it's such a great routine. The first ones we see before each other, so...
And with such high execution, it's really going to come down to the difficulty of the routines and the elements that they're putting out on the floor.
And something else, what about the music? Who picks the music? Is that something that the girls pick together, or the coaches come up with that? Or
So there are a lot of companies out there that will create these music routines for them. There's a lot of editing, if you can't tell, that goes into that. And there's sound effects that actually match the exact counts that things are happening.
That makes sense.
So the girls... I know for Dallastown, we give like the seniors, or we ask the girls on the team, what are some songs that will really get you excited, make you excited to be doing your routine, and make you really dedicate yourself?
Absolutely.
So you can kind of pick and choose what you like to do.
Oh, that sounds good. Like I said, you know everything about cheerleading. It's almost like I'm talking to, the expert. Absolutely, man. That's like time with you and other sports, man. You know the whole nine.
Knowledge, with sports, various sports. But you're right. You mentioned about the men's cheerleaders at Penn State. I mean, it's incredible. They're jacked
On deck, Susquehannock.
And both of these boys here with Redline have been a part of this program for a very long time, and it's been so wonderful to see the evolution of their cheerleading careers and how they've grown as athletes. It's incredible.
And here are the Lions ready to roar here tonight at Dallastown.
So a co-ed stunt there in the middle. Co-ed stunt in the middle there.
Yeah.
there in that pyramid. Great timing.
Red Lion.
Another great performance.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. Red Lion. They have their fan base here as well. On deck, Susquehannock Warriors getting set to take to the mats. And after Susquehannock, York Catholic, and we mentioned Spring Grove will close out the performance here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Sports Shooting Stars, where you're watching us on our YouTube page or White Rose Community Television page. Want to remind the fans that are tuned in, follow Sports Shooting Stars for our upcoming basketball season, which will be just around the corner. Hard to believe winter sports season is here. A lot of the practices have started for swimming, basketball, wrestling, boys and girls. And let's not forget bowling as a winter sport as well, all revving up here for the winter season. And with that comes the winter weather.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. And we also have 17 games on our basketball schedule to start off with. Our first game being December 3rd at Southwestern versus New Oxford. So that's going to be a really good game. We have a lot of exciting games, a lot of York High games, York Suburban, 5 girl basketball games this year on our schedule, so I think that's great. York Suburban, of course, Northeastern a few times, Dallastown, we're going to feature Dallastown girls, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Central plays against Coatesville at home, so we'll feature that game as well. The West York versus Eastern York rivalry, we're going to have that game on our schedule, so you know, we're really excited about the basketball season, 17 games. We're still looking for sponsors. We did lock in about 4 to 5 sponsors so far, so that's a good thing. The more sponsors we have, the more games we can film, of course, so that's always a positive. And, you know, we're really excited about, you know, this upcoming season. And as you said, Todd, during the winter season, there may be other sporting events that pop up that we may film. There's maybe a wrestling championship, a wrestling playoff, bowling, as you said. It can be pretty much anything.
I was prepping for the winter season. And the bowling team. A lot of high school teams have bowling as well, which is, a winter sport. And, of course, you mentioned the basketball season. Let's not forget in January the Hoops for Harmony tournament that'll be taking place at York Tech along with York Suburban. I believe even York High will host some games as well. A weekend tournament traditionally held over Martin Luther King Jr. weekend.
Yeah, that's held on the whole weekend. Starts on Friday, ends on Sunday. The first day, Friday, they'll be at York High. Saturday, they'll be at Votech. Sunday, they'll be at York Suburban, I believe. So it's a combination, I think, of 28 games over the weekend. So it's going to be nuts. It's going to be a whole holiday weekend affair. Sports Shooting Stars is going to be there, you know, pretty much for sure. We'll be covering the games on Friday and Sunday. And then another broadcasting company will cover the games on Saturday. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It'll be a full weekend. We may want to camp out there over the weekend. It'll be a full weekend for Sports Shooting Stars. And tonight it's all about the 2024 YAIAA Cheerleading Championship as we are awaiting the Susquehannock Warriors to take stage here. And Ashley, has anything stood out for you so far during our broadcast with the teams that have performed so far here tonight at Dallastown?
I would say that clean routine from Central York was just absolutely incredible. Like I said, it's one of those ones that kind of gives you goosebumps. But overall, I'm just so impressed with everyone's cleanliness this early in the season. Everyone's hitting the skills that they're presenting, and it's just great to see such wonderful and clean cheerleading. You mentioned all those winter sports. These girls are also, and boys, are also pretty much multi-sport athletes. They're cheering for football while working on this routine. They're cheering for basketball, wrestling, all of our winter sports. They're supporting these teams while working on their own routines.
So there's really not an off-season for cheerleading.
Absolutely not. As soon as the winter season ends, that's when our competition season ends pretty much, and then there's like a month or two, and then it's tryouts.
And you mentioned, of course, districts will be upcoming, and then states here in the PIAA.
Yep.
A busy season for all sports coming up here in the winter season.
And for PIAA, these girls have to cheer on a team outside of competitive cheer. So they must be a member of a team that cheers for football, for basketball, for wrestling. They have to be a part of that team, at least here at Dallastown that way. So all of these girls are two-sport athletes, pretty much what you're seeing. And a lot of them do track and other things to help keep their skills in place during the spring season, since we're technically a winter sport. I'm also seeing athletes from a lot of different levels here, so a lot of the junior high kids. I know probably on camera you can see the junior high team or freshman team from Central. I see a lot of our junior high cheerleaders. It's great to see the younger generation coming out to see what they're going to be one day.
Yeah, they'll be here. Maybe broadcasting them one day here on Sports Shooting Stars.
I would love to.
As Susquehannock takes center stage here at Dallastown.
Very creative entrance into those single base skills in the cheer.
And now the music portion for Susquehannock.
So you'll see they were marking one of the stunts in the cheer, and then an athlete marked her tumbling pass, likely due to an injury. So they won't lose points for that per se, so the judges will take into account that they have to mark that skill. These are basket tosses. We don't see those too often in routines. They don't have a spot in the score sheet anymore, but they're lovely to see. They're one of my favorites. Beautiful arabesque there.
And there you have it, Susquehannock with their performance. On deck, York Catholic. And then Spring Grove will close out the competition here tonight.
And that was actually Susquehannock's first year back competing in many years. They said that a lot of their girls are also all-star and performance rec cheerleaders who've been together since they were 5 years old. So it's great to see them competing under the school umbrella back here again at our county championships.
Now with the championships, the fans at home, is it a first, second, third place finish, fourth place? Talk a little bit about that as we're nearing the competition here.
Every team will be assigned a place. There's not really like a medal that goes on with everyone. There is a first, second, third place trophy for each division. And then naturally with our co-ed division with only one team, there's a first place. Everyone's going for that coveted first place win, though. Here at Dallastown, we have banners for all of our county championship wins, so I know that a lot of schools do that, and they want to get that year on the wall.
As we mentioned coming in, Dallastown looking for a three-peat back-to-back champions, but a lot of competition here tonight. We've seen it from Central. We've seen New Oxford Colonials, Southwestern, Red Lion, Susquehannock up next, York Catholic, Dover also in the mix as they opened up the competition here tonight.
Up next, we have York Catholic, and what's really exciting is Heather Hoffman has been their coach for over 25 years, but a fun fact is 4 of the coaches in the county have actually also cheered for Heather Hoffman at York Catholic. And we have coaches from Central.
Has a coaching tree, in other words.
She does. Central, Dallastown, Dover, and York Catholic are all coached by former cheerleaders of Heather Hoffman. Talk about a legacy.
Yes. They've been there for 25 years. Amazing.
York Catholic has a very large team. They have 20 student athletes on the team and only 2 seniors, which will be great for coming years.
Young team. As York Catholic awaits to come out on the mat. 2 teams remaining here to perform for the chip. Stay tuned post-competition as we will be on the floor interviewing the champions and hope to have an interview or 2. But Dew Jones chipping in here again tonight.
Yeah, I want to ask you another question as I've been doing so far all night. How do they figure out how many teams can participate? Last year, I think there was 9 as well. It may have been more. I think it was 9 last year, 9 this year. So how do they come up with that number, and what are the qualifications?
For this event, you just have to be in our county. So you can just say you have a competition routine and you want to perform it. However, then when you go to districts, it takes a qualification, and then when you go to states, you qualify from districts. So it's a very small percentage of teams that are actually able to go compete at states. So in some districts, it's only 1 team per division that are able to compete. For us, I believe it's usually about 25% of the division gets to go. It really depends on the size of the division and the district. So it's very competitive.
So you might as well say, just like other sports, cheerleading is year-round pretty much for these young ladies. They do it whenever there's a competition, and they train all year long.
Yes, absolutely. Many of these girls were here over the summer for a camp that we hosted from UCA, and then that was in early August, I believe. And then they're competing now here, and they'll keep going. States is in January.
Wow.
And Nationals is in February. So it's a very large commitment for sure.
And they travel as well. I know sometimes I've seen, some of the cheerleaders down in Florida.
Yes.
Tennessee, I mean, it's all over and things like that. So it comes with a price tag and some travel as well.
It does. It's a big commitment, but once they do it, they're hooked.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said again, a lot of these young ladies, they can earn a scholarship.
They can.
For cheerleading and being a part of the sport.
And it's great because there's a lot of outlets that cheerleading can take. I know last year we interviewed a girl from Central who had a scholarship for acrobatics and tumbling. So there's a lot of different avenues that they can take their skills. They could go the acrobatics and tumbling route. There's a new sport that's called stunt that's focused on the stunting aspect of this and a little bit of tumbling, which is becoming really big. And there's a lot of really great outlets that these girls can have and boys can have to compete and continue on to the collegiate level.
Yeah, well, outside of being on the team for cheerleaders, what are some individual things they can do to train on their own and get better and get ready? Because, does anybody get cut from the team? Does that happen still?
Yes.
So if somebody gets cut, what's some advice you would give to them to get back on the mat?
Some of my best advice would be to go take some tumbling lessons. Tumbling is a huge thing that can set you apart. Not every girl or boy on this mat tumbles. So that's a huge thing that can set someone apart. That's not an easy skill to come by, and many of the kids that can tumble have worked on it their entire lives. Another thing is just stretching. It's amazing what some flexibility and some strength can do to help you get a position on a mat, and then continuing to work on your stunting technique. Cheerleading is a very hard thing because it's not like you can just go outside and go do cheerleading. You need other people to stunt with. I know one of the judges, Shannon, and I, we stunt all the time with our friends. And it's something that you can't just go out and practice. You have to get a group together. So it's challenging.
Oh, okay, absolutely. Well, your Catholics up next.
We're back. York Catholic Irish on the mat, ready to entertain you, the fans, tuned in tonight to Sports Shooting Stars.
Classic, which lets it.
Very visual elements in this routine.
Catholic with their performance. And up next, the 9th and final team, the Spring Grove Rockets. Ashley, another question for you. Who determines who goes first? Is there a coin toss? How's this work?
I think it's a random order. I'm actually not sure on that one. You got me on one.
Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe the athletic directors.
Okay.
Random order. I'm not sure. You'll see that there's been a mix of divisions, but mostly small teams first, and then we went to co-ed and then large. But I think it's just kind of in order by division and then random.
And it looks as if all the teams now are kind of coming down out of the bleachers around the mat for the final performance tonight for Spring Grove Rockets.
And I've been reading the little surveys that these teams have done, and honestly, the main goal for many of these teams is to make it to states or make it to nationals, which is so exciting to see these teams getting so competitive and so driven to pursue further in PIAA.
Okay. I want to remind the fans that are tuned in to us tonight, stay tuned for our award ceremony after the performance here tonight. We'll make our way down onto the court.
Another super exciting thing is how coaching kind of stays in the family. If you look at the coaches of these programs, many of them were a member of the programs, like we said with your Catholic and Heather Hoffman's legacy. You'll see that many of the athletes come back and coach like I did, and many of the coaches here. Actually, Hannah Petrucci is the new coach at Spring Grove. It's her first year coaching competition cheerleading there, and she was a member of the team when they won districts in 2015. And then her assistant coach, Janelle Newark, is actually Hannah's former coach.
Coaching, once it gets in your blood, it's just there. You know, it's hard to get away from it. And
honestly,
whether it's cheerleading, any sport or activity.
Once that sport's with you, it's hard to leave.
Yeah,
it's so exciting to have all the other cheerleaders around the mat there watching you, but it's also so nerve-wracking when you have people so close to you when you're performing.
Yeah, Spring Grove's going to feel it here momentarily. Yeah, with all eyes will be on them, all the cheerleaders around the mat for the final performance by the Rockets tonight.
I'd say there's a great turnout here too. There's the stands are packed.
Yeah, it's a full house. And it's great to see, Ashley, the fans coming out to support. And here they come, the Spring Grove Rockets.
love this cheer. It's so catchy. The perfect rhymes.
The Spring Grove Rockets. What a way to close it out here tonight with the Spring Grove Rockets performing last here on the mat. And Ashley, now I guess kind of, are there some nerves, maybe butterflies here with the anticipation of as to who's going to win? And
I'd say so.
Talk us through it.
I would say that there's a lot of people that are feeling very anxious down there on the mat, just waiting for their turn to get their team called. I think probably the only team that's not nervous right now is our co-ed team, Red Lion.
All right, we're going to take a few minutes before we get into
Off the side of the mat, you can see how happy there are the team Spring Grove. They're just celebrating because they did such a great clean routine. Their coach is beaming. It's amazing to see.
While supplies last. And also we got food and drinks available in the lobby. Please remember to finish that before you come back into the gym. If you need a DJ for your event, such as cheerleading competitions, weddings, dances, reunions, parties, banquets, Christmas parties, anything you can put music to and need a DJ, make sure you come on down, see me, do one of my business cards. I'll be happy to do your event.
We have a little break in the action right now while the judges tabulate.
At this time, all participants have pre-registered for the jump-off.
And now we're being told there's going to be a jump-off here.
So a jump off and a tumble off is like a specialty kind of performance. It's an individual thing. If you think you have the best jump out of all of these athletes that are here, you sign up and you show off your skills. Or if you think you have the best, most challenging tumbling pass, you show off your tumbling. I was never one for the jump off, but the tumble off was where it was at for me.
And then after all that, then we'll have the award ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is great because it gives our tabulator some time to input all those scores, and then we'll have our results.
I think it's all right.
Your thoughts tonight from what we've seen so far here at Dallastown?
I think it was a great competition here tonight. Again, I'm always wowed at the energy and also the athleticism, and I really appreciate Ashley coming through as well because she's very in depth.
Thank you
with
for
all
having me.
Yeah, absolutely, with every detail that comes along with cheerleading. And I thought I was going to stomp her on a question here or there, but She knocked it out, of course, man.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, this was a great event. Like I said, we're very appreciative that Dallastown allowed us to come back again this year. Like I said again, Ashley being here as well, Todd, you coming through, and just the event. It's always a lot of good positivity, and I can't wait to see who's going to be the winner.
We'll have 3 winners here today. So we'll have a winner for the large division, a winner for the co-ed division, and then a winner for the small division as well. So 3 different winners here today.
That's going to be awesome.
And actually, a little fun fact, some cheerleading history here. Longtime principal Dr. George Jones agreed to have the very, very, very first county championship here at Dallastown in 2003. And originally they were worried that if cheerleaders were competing, it would kind of pull focus from supporting the teams that they're cheering for. But now, as the sport has evolved, it's gotten recognition from YAIA as competitive spirit, and we've come so far as to have state cheerleading championships here in Pennsylvania, which we're so lucky to have. And we're so lucky to have the support of our athletic directors allowing us to compete and support our teams at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's a nice touch you put on there with the athletic directors. They're very accommodating for us as well. They're always looking to, host new events and to support the student athletes. And this is a great event. Like I said, this is the second time we've been here. It's been a packed house each and every time.
Well attended and
one more question for you, Ashley. Now,
Ready for the jump offs?
well, I don't know
You
if I can
have
get
time,
it
go
up.
ahead.
Okay. Well, has ever in the competition has the same team have done the same routine?
I would
Does
say
that happen?
so. They try to keep some similar skills year to year to build upon so they can increase difficulty and then also kind of change and up their ante there a little bit. So you'll see that they'll go from doing maybe a skill to prep level and then they'll boost it up to extension level later in the season or the next year later. Wow, that was beautiful.
Jumper number 2.
We have some great jumpers out here today. So the judges are looking for the height of the jump, the landing of the jump, the arm placement, and pointed toes.
Number 1.
So she's not our overall winner yet. It looks like there's going to be a few more rounds, and then we'll have a finals.
Central well represented here.
Absolutely.
Central.
Another gorgeous jump.
Jumper number 2. Jumper number 3. And jumper number 4. Number 1.
2 Central York athletes making it to finals.
Okay, next group out. Jumper number 1. Jumper number 2. Jumper number 3. Jumper number 4.
You hear the crowd get very involved, giving their opinion.
Sounds like it's a tough one here, Ashley.
It definitely is.
Number 1 and number 3.
Oh, we have 2.
Wow, what? A two-way tie on that.
So likely what they'll do now for the final round of the jump off is make them do 2 connected jumps, which is a lot harder.
This is the jump off now, Ashley, as we hear 2 Central Panthers along with a rocket.
So we have our final round of the jump off, a double jump.
Susquehannock Warrior.
Jumper number 2. Jumper number 3.
Great jumps out here all around. Wow. Central York Panther
Central
going
York
home with the win
Panther.
there.
Oh, yeah, Southpaw. Yeah, are you like, oh, okay. All right.
Again, it's in the tumble off. We have 3 participants.
All right, so now we're going into the tumble off. They're not going to do a warm up, they said. This first ones, they're going for it.
Tumbler number 1.
Susquehannock Warrior.
Front walkover, round off, back handspring, tuck, back handsprings. Fun combination there.
Tumbler number 2.
Another front walkover through pass. Very clean.
Tumbler number 3.
Ooh, a whip through.
Why?
Beautiful full twisting layout there at the end. That's the hardest skill that's allowed at the high school level is a full twist.
Number 3. Congratulations.
Central York cleaning up here, Ash, right now on the
sweet.
tumble off. So far, a big night for Central York.
Absolutely.
Right?
We'll see if they can keep rolling,
All right, keep
CUI.
Again, this time, I'm going to go up to the mat. Just the seniors.
Oh, now we're going to do a little senior recognition. There may be some tears shed.
Just the seniors making their way onto the mat.
See a very emotional moment over there for New Oxford. Oh.
I guess at some point you realize, you know, this comes to an end. It was something that you've been doing maybe as a young girl, and here you are, a senior.
Your 2024
Seniors.
Seniors.
For all 9 teams being represented out there on the court right now. The mat. Irish, Central York, New Oxford, the Rockets, Susquehannock,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Dover, Dallastown, and Red Lion.
best of luck to all of you in everything you do.
Oh.
And remember, reach for the stars, because you might just get it.
Some of the coaches getting pictures there with the seniors. A proud moment. And for some, a rather teary-eyed moment right now.
Even as someone on the outside of a lot of these teams, it's an emotional thing. I mean, those New Oxford girls, do I know any of them? No, but I've watched them cheer since they've been in middle school, competing against my middle school girls, and it almost brings a tear to my eye because it's such an incredible sport. And I'm so proud of all of them.
At this time, All squads may take the mat. All squads.
Well, this is, I think, the defining moment here, Ashley, right now, as all squads will take the mat.
So there's kind of a tradition with cheerleading competitions. As they're working on getting the results together, they always turn on some of those traditional line dances that everybody gets involved with. And so you'll see a lot of good moves right now.
Well, I think Dew and I may make our way down on the mat here. Yeah, well. I do remember this from last year, Ashley. Now, yeah, it's same song, kind of almost the same routine.
Yep.
The teams.
There's a running joke in the cheer world that when you're waiting, that feeling when you're a coach waiting for the results and they turn on Cotton Eye Joe, and you're like, oh, I'm still waiting. Yeah. We'll see if that plays here tonight.
Fans that are tuned in, you're seeing all the teams right now just kind of having a bit of a dance-off here as we get the votes tabulated here for the announcement of the winners. No Cotton Eye Joe right now, but
not yet. Well,
not yet.
We should have put a bunny on it or something. We could have bet.
back there, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Chop, chop, real smooth. That's the left. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 4 hops this time. Right foot, let's go. Left foot, let's go. Right foot in. Left foot in. Right foot, let's go. Left foot, let's go. Freeze!
Well, all the teams having fun here, Ashley,
Oh, absolutely.
as we close out the competition here.
Left foot there, y'all. Chop, chop, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back there, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time.
I do see some envelopes over there on the table next to the trophies. It might be about time.
Slide to the right.
Oh,
Wow, the suspense builds here, Ashley, as we're on to the third melody.
All right, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Some awards. Oh,
Well,
I can't hear you. Are you ready for some awards?
we are about to be, the rewards are about ready to be given out here, Ashley.
It's the moment of truth.
This is it.
So we'll have 3 winners, one from co-ed, one from small varsity, and one from large varsity.
What's going through the minds right now of these teams and these cheerleaders right now as the anticipation kind of builds here?
I feel like through their minds right now, they're thinking, did I do enough? Did I do every part of my routine that I needed to do? Did I hit it perfectly? We saw pretty much perfect routines from every single team. So it really comes down to that difficulty aspect of the routine. What skills do they put out on the floor?
First division is the co-ed division. First place co-ed division, Red Lions!
The Lions, first place co-ed division. Little Tina Turner playing right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And we'll have large and small
Yes.
coming up.
Large varsity.
With large varsity next.
Large varsity. Second place, Susquehannock.
Susquehannock, second place. And the first place forthcoming, but right now the awards given to the second place Susquehannock in the large varsity, which are 16 or more cheerleaders on their squad.
First place, large varsity, Spring Grove.
Spring Grove Rockets. with a first place finish in large varsity. Congratulations to the Rockets.
So we have 2 of our 3 winners. We have Red Lion, Spring Grove, and now it comes down to that super competitive small division.
Yes, small division will consist of Dover, Dallastown, and Central. And right now you can see Spring Grove in a rather celebratory mood.
You see New Oxford down there as well, also and newly in that small division. They're down there with their heads bowed, just waiting to hear these results.
Small varsity division, 3rd place.
New Oxford Colonials.
First time all girl. They should be really proud.
The anticipation heightens here, Ashley, as you can, a 3rd place finish for New Oxford in the small varsity. 2nd place now.
Small varsity.
Dallastown with the 2nd place finish.
One of the hardest things to do is not react when you know you won first place because you want to be so respectful, and they're so wonderful at that. Here we go.
First place, Ashley. Central York Panthers unseat Dallastown.
Did. They had such a great routine.
Congratulations to the Central York Panthers, your 2024 YAIAA cheerleading champions.
Super competitive division. So we have 3 sets of winners. We have Central York for the small division. We have Spring Grove Rockets in the large division, and then Red Lion in the co-ed division.
We're going to try to make our way down to the mats and talk to.
Go down over there.
We'll go down before the fans.
Today for your 2024 YAIAA cheerleading competition. Please be safe on the way home tonight. Have a very Merry Christmas. And a very nice Thanksgiving. We'll see you back here next year. Thank you very much. Good night.
That's him over there, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we talk to some of them post? Can we talk to them a little bit post game? Yeah. So we gotta get
Don't forget, please stop by the DJ table if you're looking for a DJ.
Fans, we made our way down here onto the mats. Central York. We're going to talk to the winning Central York team
T-shirts out in the lobby if there's any left.
as they are sporting the medals, Ashley, and taking some pics.
With the concessions. Grab something for on the way home. Please be safe. Thank you very much.
dinner. It's kind of... Todd Edwards down here on the mat trying to get a hold. Coach.
I'm going to let them do the talking for me. Yeah.
Come on in here. The camera's right up here. Let's talk a little bit about this. You kind of unseated Dallastown. How special is this tonight for Central?
I think it's so special. They've been working so hard in and out, and the way we built this program for the last 4 years to get to this is like incredible for what they did tonight.
No doubt about it. It's got to put you in the holiday spirit. And congratulations, you got your team over here. Come on in here, girls. Come on in. Yeah, this is really a team effort. And talk about, come on in. You're live right. Talk about how special this is and the effort that goes in to winning a championship.
Yeah, I mean, the girls have been working consistently since back in June. That's when we kind of really put this team together and get started. So through UCA camps, our V-Route choreography, and really been pushing, we've really been on a high. So now our focus really has been keeping that consistency throughout the rest of the season.
You did it, and now on to districts and hopefully states as well, correct? Ashley, do you have anything?
What is your guys' favorite part of this routine? I saw you guys a few weeks ago, and I have just been so impressed already with this routine. At the beginning of the season, I mean, the back handspring pull-ups, you're kidding me. What is your favorite part of the routine?
I would say it would definitely have to be the back handspring pull-ups or our back handspring ups to libs and then the kick fulls out of them. Our flyers have been all-star rec cheerleaders as well, so they kind of had that experience. So it's super nice to be able to incorporate those things in high school cheer also.
Oh, totally agreed. From a judging standpoint, it's incredible. And I've noticed something through and through when you guys compete, they're not tired after that. What is some of the conditioning you guys do? Maybe for some other outside viewers that want to steal some of your tricks. How are you guys preparing for this?
Stairs.
We run stairs.
Lots of stairs.
And
bear crawls.
We also do a lot of full outs. We make sure that the full outs are going to keep running because it's one thing if they can hit their stunts when they're standing still, but it's 10 times better if they're able to do it while continuing to do some full outs.
Who wants to step up here? Talk about this win. How important is this to walk away with the championship tonight?
Girls, come over here.
I think it's really important because since I've started this competition team, we've been working really hard, and it's a lot to prove, and it really just goes off of the day. And everyone here puts in a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work, but it came down to this day, and it just seemed that everyone's hard work made us push more and made us go harder and just show everyone what we're made of.
Yep. Well, there you go now, Central York County champions. Your thought on this, and what's next for this team?
Oh, definitely district, states, all of the above. I know that we've been all working hard through all of our practices, and we're just excited to see what comes next.
Okay, well, show off the trophy, ladies. Anything else you'd like to say? You're live on television. Go ahead.
Roll C1! All the stairs are worth it. All the stairs that we do are worth it.
There you heard it right from all the stairs are worth it. They won the county championship. Congratulations to Central York, your 2024 Cheerleading County champions. Congratulations, ladies.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Great
Couldn't
job.
say it any better. I'm kind of speechless, Ashley. A great effort by Central tonight as the lights are kind of getting turned off. We got the co-ed champs.
Yeah,
you want to come on
our
over
co-ed
here?
champions.
We can kind of move over here.
Yeah.
We'll talk to the Congratulations, co-ed champions tonight. Talk about it. You're on television.
You're live.
Sports Shooting Stars. You're live. Celebrate. What are your thoughts tonight?
I'm really happy with how it turned out. I have things to work on, but I'm glad that I got out here today.
Now, what's next? I mean, your counties, districts, and states. Talk a little bit about that.
I'm excited for districts. I really want to upgrade my sons. We have upgrades coming, and I think people don't know what's coming for them.
Great. Ashley, do you have anything?
Now, I have seen you guys, both of you, evolve so much in your time on this team after watching guys year after year. And I just have to say I'm so proud of you guys because your skills have grown so much. What has been the main thing you focused on with your time in cheerleading?
I've really been working on co-ed stunts recently, so that's something I still want to upgrade more, but I'm proud of myself for what I've done so far.
I think I focus a lot on my tumbling, but I think my biggest thing is getting to know all these amazing people and grow so close to them. They're the people I think I spend my most time with and I love the most with my whole heart. So.
Oh, we gotta love the team.
Yeah.
Aww, that's incredible.
Well said. Congratulations to Redline. They're winners as well, rocking the medals here tonight. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Great job, guys.
Great job. And have we? Well, I think Deuce kind of wants us to kind of get closer to the camera there, and I think maybe Spring Grove. We can kind of Spring Grove. We can talk to Spring Grove actually before they all leave. I mean, we kind of go from Central to Red Line to Spring Grove. Come on in here, ladies, with the big win here. Spring Grove with the win. Ashley, come on, pull them in here a little bit. We're on camera. Yeah, turn around. You're
live up there.
You're live on TV. Your thoughts on the win tonight?
Oh, I am so shocked. As captain of my team, I am so proud of every single girl. We have worked so hard, and we have 2 new coaches. They've finally come back, and we deserve this. Here she is.
Ashley, talk to you. I mean,
so I read that you were a previous member of this team, which is so exciting, and your assistant coach was your coach. How does it feel to step up as a head coach of your competition team?
It's the best feeling in the world. These girls are amazing, and I
turn around, ladies, face the camera. Yeah, they are
doing it
producers.
without her. You know, she was my coach, Janelle. She's my assistant now. It was amazing. So much fun.
What has been the best part of this competition season so far?
Watching these girls grow from last year, really. Yeah.
And what's your future plans here? So you guys won today. What's the rest of the season look like? Are there plans to go further than just going to districts and counties? And are we going states? Are we pushing for states?
That's the goal, baby.
Always. Good. That's incredible. Are you guys ever considering nationals at any point, maybe?
Next year.
That's amazing. I love to see the program growing. That just makes my heart so happy. I'm so proud of you guys. You look amazing. And your cheer I said it during the broadcast, it's so catchy. Like, how can you not want to be a Rocket? Come on.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations to Spring Grove Rockets. We've talked to them all. Congratulations. They're showing the hardware, the medals and the trophies. The Spring Grove Rockets win tonight as well. And Ashley, it was a great night, an entertaining night.
3 champions.
3 champions crowned. Oh, yes. All tonight. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars. We'll make our way. Deuce kind of pushing us towards the camera here. And congratulations again to Spring Grove, Red Line, and Central for winning tonight. And we thank you for joining us on the broadcast booth. A great effort by you tonight, Ashley. And we thank you, the fans, for tuning in tonight to Sports Shooting Stars as we bring the game, or we bring the cheer to you tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for tuning. Any final thoughts, comments?
I'm just so grateful that you guys are able to come out here and support cheerleading in this manner and really share what our world looks like outside of cheering at games. Not many people get to see us in this light, and it's so great to be recognized. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you again, fans, for tuning in. Ashley Druck, Todd Edwards, have yourself a great night. Sports Shooting Stars, we bring the cheer to you. I'm going to get some pictures. Something like that.
Trophy. Can we see the trophy, guys?
We're going to get some pics here.